Well, welcome back to Life on Cars. Hope you're all well. It's time for the second installment on the seat module repair for the Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit 3. Let's find out if I was able to make any repairs on this complex electronics. Let's go. Guarantee void if seal broken. Do you think it's still under warranty? It's only 30 years old. I'll give Rolls-Royce a ring and tell them it's broken. Look at this here. 207090 Rev 2002 4800 serial number RR. Date 15th of April 94. Tester T4. Okay. Well, I think it's time to break the seal, isn't it? Because we need to know if something's going on in here. What will we find in here? He says. Okay, first problem. That's stuck on. Movement. It's only been on there for 30 years. Right. Something's happening. Oh, God, it's still tight. Seal's broken now. The warranty's gone. Corrosion a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Okay, let's see if we can get the circuit board out. Ooh. Ooh. Well, there's the battery, the famous battery, and it's leaked. It has leaked. Look. Oh dear. Has it damaged the circuit board? Oh, there's a bit of a whiff. There's a bit of a whiff. Yeah, she's let go, hasn't she, guys? Oh dear. So I think I need to I'm going to disconnect all these cables off first, and so that we can just handle the circuit board, take a bit of the weight off, and then we'll see if we can remove this battery cell and see if it's done any damage to the circuit board. Right, I'm going to unplug these connectors if I can, just so I can handle the circuit board a little bit easier. I've just taken a picture of where they are, by the way. If you're doing this, I advise you to take lots of pictures so you can see where things go afterwards. Because those connectors look the same to me. Okay, that's them off. There's this big one here. Let's see if we can carefully pull that one off. It's a bit tight, that one. Might need a little bit of encouragement. There we are, look. There's one off. And just this last one round here, and then we can... Oh no, there's two. God, there's some wiring going on here. There's 12 relays, for starters. 12 on this circuit board. Wow. Okay, let's see if we can get this connector out. Okay, that's that one off. And then the last one is this one here. Ah, there we are. Right, that's a bit easier to handle now. Now that we've got the wiring harness off and out of the way. Right. What's worrying me is the... Let's put a bit of light on the subject. Is the leakage out of the back of the battery, whether it's damaged this circuit board here. So I'm going to try and just carefully scrape some of that corrosion off and just see if I can see what's going on. Right, I've just tried to put a bit of heat on the terminals and they're a bit tricky to get into without getting heat near the capacitors, etc. So I've decided I'm going to snip the legs of these battery connections because it'll be just a safer way of extracting the old battery. And just get in and snip one of those front legs off. I think we'll be able to get it off. There we are. Right, I've just snipped the legs off that old battery, and you can see them there. Look. So let's bring you in a bit. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So I've got legs to join. What's worrying me though is where the acid has leaked. It's whether or not it's damaged the circuit board underneath. Right, I've just ordered a replacement battery pack. My thought is it's going to be 50-50, isn't it? I mean, I'm going to desolder these legs because the new battery pack comes with the same legs, I think. So I'm going to just desolder those. You can see what's slightly worrying is these tracks here, which it's hard to tell. I mean, the acid's eating away a little bit at the these tracks, and it's eating away at these legs. But from what I can tell, they do look intact. Obviously, there's something going on here, but I'm not quite sure what's going on, whether or not to scrape anymore. My feeling is to stop scraping and try it. I mean, I've got nothing to lose, have I? So the battery packs that you buy nowadays that are suitable for this are a nickel metal hydride. The old ones were nickel cadmium and they were prone to leaking. So the new ones, the chances are the battery will fail long before the pack would leak. So I was thinking about bridging across here and trying it, but for the sake of £8, I might as well solder a battery pack in, and then we've done the job once, and you never know, it might work. Right, my new battery's turned up. So yeah, NiMH, nickel metal hydride. So this one shouldn't be prone to leaking. If you're not sure about the circuit board, I've just ran some continuity checks. So can you see how that positive terminal there should come to this side of that little diode or resistor? Is it a resistor or a diode? Sorry, it's a resistor, isn't it? Ah, that might be the giveaway. So yeah, there is continuity from that battery terminal to there. And then the other one that I was worried about is there should be continuity between that negative terminal and the first leg on that little chip. And there is. So that's good news. Right, so try and get these legs to poke through the holes. So I can solder it on the back side. Yep, that's the front. And is the two back ones going to go through? Yes, they have, I think. So now that we soldered in, we should have battery voltage at that pin there on the chip. So let's see. So if I touch one of these legs, one of these positives, and I go to that pin there, yes, I've got battery voltage. Right, it's getting late, but I've just come back out. I've brought the module out, I've plugged it in. It's only plugged in, temporary, it's not fixed back in properly. Power's on. Let's put the ignition on. And let's see what happens, eh? Well guys, it's not good news. I'm afraid that it's still not working. We've got no seat movement whatsoever. The only difference I've noticed is when you press the memory button in the car, the mirrors try to adjust. So we've probably restored the memory function to the board by fitting the new battery, but there's still something wrong on this board. Now you won't believe it, I've been giving this some thought, but what my plan is now is to strip down the working seat, remove the ECU, bring that ECU across to the driver's seat, plug it in, because they're identical ECUs. Plug that ECU into the driver's seat. If the driver's seat works, then that tells me it's definitely the module. So that's one good bit of investigation. And then secondly, I can use that working module by putting it side by side on the table here, and I can do some comparisons. I can do some continuity checks. I can do some resistance checks. I can check diodes, capacitors from a good board and compare it to this bad one. So that's the plan. I'm planning to take the ECU out of the working seat, swap it over, and then if it's working, bring it in here. But not only that, if I'm taking it out, I might as well replace the battery in that one as well, mightn't I? Because it'll be the original battery and it's probably started to leak. So it's a lot more work, but I'm just not one for quitting until I've exhausted all options. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's my plan. So come on, let's go. Situation report. So I have removed the module from the passenger seat, the working one, and I have swapped it onto the driver's side, and guess what? Backrest. Oh. Yes. Oh my God. It's working. So it was the module all along. And I'm going to have to be brave, because now that this one's out, the working one, I'm going to have to take the lid off and have a look at the battery, aren't I? Right, I'm inside the second one now, and as you can see, original battery is still fitted and corrosion has started, but it's not as bad as the other circuit board. Well, I'm another 2 hours into this project and I've been trying to compare this bad board to the other board, and I thought I'd cracked it because I did find a couple of open circuits which I've repaired. So yeah, I've now got continuity on a couple of places where the other board had continuity and this one didn't, and I thought, yep, I've cracked it. Put it all back together, plugged it back in the car, nothing, still the same. I've checked as many circuits as I can. I've checked and traced circuits on this side as well until my eyes have gone funny. And I just can't find any breaks anywhere, any other breaks. Everything seems to test out, all the capacitors, all the transistors and things, they all seem to check out with the other boards. So yeah, I'm a bit lost. So sadly, it's looking like I might have to call time on this. I'm not an electronics engineer. I've done as many checks as I can. So I think I'm going to park this one now and concentrate on getting the battery swapped over on the good board, and then we'll fit that to the driver's side, and I'll keep my fingers crossed that it still works. Right, I've gone a bit radical. I've had a complete change of plan for the working module. So I've decided for the working module that I am going to mount the battery externally. I just think I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I think it just means that for future proofing, in case something does go wrong with the new battery, you don't have to take the circuit board out. So the plan is to mount the battery remotely. So as you can see there, I've made up a fly lead which is coming off of the circuit board where the battery would mount. It just means you need to solder something on the positive and the negative, and then what you need to do is just do a little loop over underneath where the two terminals for the positive join together. So I've done that. I've made up a I've put a couple of connections, as you can see there, on a new battery pack which I'm going to insulate, and then I'm going to mount this battery pack in some kind of, I've made like a little holder there which I'm going to mount the battery pack in, and then insulate it all up, and then obviously label it up as a battery pack. And then the idea is I will locate that. I've already found a space I'm going to locate it, which is under the ashtray in the center console, which means it'll be dead easy to get to. So I'm going to mock this up now, get it all fitted back into the casing, and fingers crossed it still works after all this modification, because I just hope I've still got one working ECU. Right, so this is what it looks like so far. I've reattached the wiring. You can see my new harness there. It comes across, follows the same route as the other wires, comes through the grommet, So I've got my harness ready with the connectors. There's my new battery pack, which is going to be mounted externally. And fingers crossed, when we get all this plugged back in, we'll at least have the driver's seat working. Wish me luck. So I've refitted the passenger seat ECU into the driver's seat. I have reconnected all the leads. I've reattached the earth leads. I've not secured anything down yet. All the connectors are still loose. There's my new battery cable. So I've run it. So it comes out the front of the box. It comes along, down, and I'm going to attach it to that original harness there, which goes under the seat, and then it goes into the cubby box. So you can see my new wires there, my blue and red. So I've run that into the center console, and it comes out here, out of the ashtray. So now I'm going to connect my new battery pack that I've made up, which is going to live, when it's finished, down inside there with a load of other wires. That must be Rolls-Royce's place for hiding cables, look. So a little 3.6 volt battery pack will live quite happily down there. And then we'll try it. So let's hope that we've got at least one seat working. So oh my god, here we go. Right, I'm connecting the battery pack. Here we go. Battery's connected. Have we got movement on the driver's seat? Yes. Backrest. Up. Down. Forward. Backwards. Full movement. Let's test the memory. So seat's right back there. Memory 1. So that should save it in the fully back position. Let's move the seat forward. And now if we press 1, it should go back, shouldn't it? Yes. Well, it's a kind of success, guys, isn't it? It's a kind of success. Because I've been able to prolong the life of the second ECU by fitting a new battery to it, which is now remotely situated, or it will be when I've tidied it all up. And I know there's going to be no more damage to the ECU on this one. Alright, there's all my seats, well, the driver's seat and trim given a deep clean. It's looking lovely for its age, isn't it? It's incredible, really, for a 30-year-old seat base. And we're all ready to go in here as well. As you can see, everything's nicely tie strapped and put back together. My little modification cable, which runs here, and you can see where it goes and just follows that lead, which naturally goes underneath the console. I haven't popped that back in yet. I'll do that when I can sit in the car properly. But yeah, everything's ready to go. Double checked it, it's all working. So probably be another hour or so to get the seat back together. God, put some hours into this project already. Well, there we are then. We're all back together on the driver's side seat and it's all working lovely. But we had to sacrifice the passenger seat, didn't we, to get to where we are at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to have to do a bit of research, maybe a little bit of ringing around, and see if I can find out what to do in terms of getting hold of a replacement module for the passenger seat. I believe now you can get reconditioned or remanufactured circuit boards which have they've been modified so they don't have batteries at all. They don't need a battery anymore in the circuit board. So yeah, I need to look into that, find out where I can get one from, see how much it's going to cost. But yeah, that's how it goes. You know, sometimes you win some, you lose some. But I think, you know, it's important to just try. Sometimes, you know, not everything's going to go to plan. And in fact, this car has thrown me a few other curveballs of late, which you're going to see on the next few videos. But we just keep plugging away. You know, none of them is the car's fault. The car's 30 years old. It was abandoned for many, many years in that car park. And I don't think it's been maintained particularly well, even before that. So, you know, although it's a relatively low mileage car, it's suffered. But it's in hospital now. We're going to keep chipping away. We'll get there. We will get there with this car. But yeah, you know, sometimes you've got to admit that you can't fix everything. You know, it happens from time to time. But I'm pleased with where I've got to. You know, I've got a working driver's seat. I've got a module on the driver's seat now, which is protected. It should last for many, many more years. The battery's not on the circuit board. So yeah, I'm pleased about that. So listen, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And have a look around the playlist as well. You know, there might be something really interesting in there on something else, a different car or a different project that I've been on with. Because yeah, I do like to bring different cars to life on cars. So all I've got left to say is, in the meantime, stay safe, stay well, drive carefully. And until next time, I'll see you again very soon on Life on Cars. Take care. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. I tell you what, it's nice to have the seat in the right position for the first time. It's very comfortable. Bye-bye.